Welcome to Fire Walk with us. This week we're discussing the Twin Peaks episode The Black Widow. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And Justin.
Alright, quick plot synopsis. Ben Horn continues to slip deeper into insanity while Bobby tries to win his admiration by tailing Hank Jennings and photographing him in a drug deal. Cooper looks into real estate to buy, thinking that he'll stay in Twin Peaks, and uncovers recent drug activity at a rundown house called the Dead Dog Farm. Audrey helps Cooper prove his innocence of the drug dealing charges by showing him photos that Bobby took, in which Cooper and Agent Bryson approach the weak-willed Ernie Niles to persuade him to turn in Sean Renault, Hank, and the Corrupt Mountie. Meanwhile, Truman investigates while Dougie Milford dies from a heart attack on his wedding night, over which Mayor Milford insists that Lana Budding be charged with murder through sex. Which might be my favorite sentence I've ever had to type. Cooper and Truman receive a visit from visiting Air Force Colonel investigating Major Briggs' disappearance, who tells him about the Major's top secret search for the so-called White Lodge. Elsewhere, Dick Tremaine takes little Nicky out camping, where his attitude scares him after learning from Nicky's caseworker that his parents died under mysterious circumstances. Nadine continues to try to win Mike Nelson's affections by body slamming him while trying out for the school's wrestling team. Catherine and Pete Martell continue to gloat and taunt Josie, who now works for them as a maid. At the Marsh estate, James learns more about Evelyn's troubled marriage from her chauffeur Malcolm and finds that he cannot resist temptation of the femme fatale. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so what did you guys learn about Twin Peaks?
There always has to be at least one crazy person within the city, from the looks of it.
Well, yes, now the designated insane person is Ben.
Yeah.
Well, Nadine's still kinda, she thinks she's 18.
Well,
I honestly think Ben kind of trumps her.
Yeah.
Because she acts like a normal teen. She
She's
does
got
her own
an
thing,
actual,
tries
mental,
to sort of stay within
She has
typical
actual mental
society.
instability currently.
Well, so does Ben. And in all fairness, Nadine does kick the crap out of people. It's funny.
Yeah, I don't know
Not
where she gets her some strong
intentionally.
strength.
She was in a wrestling sort of thing and showing demonstrations and stuff. She was trying to impress him.
I love when she gives him a hip toss and he's like, what the fuck?
I think everybody in that place was what the fuck.
I had a good chuckle during that scene.
Now it's like, aw, that's so cute. I hope he's not hurt after that.
Yeah, so my first note during this episode is Ben's descent into insanity begins.
In my case, it's more along the lines of, God damn it, Bobby, you know this is not going to end well. Just stop, please.
Because Ben's got this whole, Civil War reenactment thing laid out on his floor, and it's great.
I was kind of like, eh.
Cooper starts looking at property, and he flips a coin, and it bounces off the plate that the donuts were in, and then rolls around on the table, and it lands on a picture of Dead Dog Farm.
Yeah.
Where obviously he's going to find clues about drug dealing.
More so good. Blah.
We find the mayor's brother dead.
Yeah.
And the mayor, in all fairness, does give a really good performance in this episode.
Mm-hmm. He upset.
Okay, so there's a scene where Hawk is talking to Lana Budding.
Yes.
And he leans against the door and Andy opens it, and Hawk takes a fantastic bump through the door, and it's hilarious.
Just a little bit. And there's a point I sort of want to raise with that, but I'll wait until near the end to sort of get into it.
My favorite part is Hawk's like, oh, I'm not the sheriff, but when important shit happens, they call me, and then he just takes the bump. And Andy pokes his head through like, what? I just love that.
Nah.
We get to see Nadine trying out for the wrestling team.
Nah.
Which is quite possibly my favorite scene in the episode.
Yeah, she does a decent job. Still has some things to learn, but no, on the whole, she does good.
Mike's line to Donna, I don't want to date anybody who can body slam me, is just fantastic.
Nah, he feels decently threatened about his life, and the fact that yeah.
Yeah, Nadine has the strength, but she has no technique.
Nah.
The scene where Dick is sitting on the grass trying to fix his car was another one that gave me endless chuckles.
Yeah, just any particular bit of that scene, you're kind of like, you don't do a lot of particular things yourself, do you there, buddy?
I love how he's sitting and he's got the like manual and it's like,
Dickie, please be quiet, I'm trying to read.
Honk, 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 honk.
Okay, Audrey delivers the pictures that Ben ordered Bobby to take. She takes them to Cooper.
Yes.
Which
What was Ben gonna do with it?
He was gonna. I assumed he was gonna blackmail. What's his name?
John Winnell.
Yeah.
He's not really in any position to do anything.
Yeah, no, he's a little bit distracted.
Yeah, he's got a war to deal with.
He's got a war to win. Ernie Niles confesses after virtually like nothing. Like basically, they ask him a question. He starts spilling his guts.
Yeah, a little bit. But one other interesting thing, Cooper has a guest while he's in the room with Audrey.
Yes, he has Denise with him.
Yep, Denise shows up. And Audrey gets jealous.
Oh, that is a great scene as well, where they meet.
So on the one hand, goddammit Audrey, stop trying to mark your territory in your man, giving Cooper a kiss, because Cooper's not going to appreciate it. And secondly, oh boy, are you going to have a weird moment when Denise comes and says hi to you.
Oh, hi, Audrey.
Anytime Denise is on screen, David Duchovny is he's just fantastic in this role.
Yes.
We find out that Major Briggs was looking for the White Lodge, and at the end of the episode, he appears in the living room in his house, wearing a like brown leather jacket and like 1920s like flying cap and goggles.
Yeah, kind
what
of
he
like a
was
typical
wearing
flying person.
When he disappeared? Or
No,
'cause
that
they were
was not
camping.
what he was wearing.
What? How did... What? No... Nah, whatever.
Weird dimensional time travel sequence.
His wife goes over to him and she says, "Is everything all right?" Nope, not exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's reassuring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means good things are going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So, what did you learn in this episode, Justin?
I don't even know.
Well, you learned that Major Briggs was looking for the White Lodge.
Yeah.
Sure, but, like, he comes back all different.
Well, we don't know that he's different. We just know that he's wearing different pants.
Yes.
Okay.
We don't know that anything's different about him yet, though.
He vanishes for a couple days, and then he
2
comes
days,
back.
I believe, to be exact.
Yeah, 2 days.
You know, if he was shopping at a clothes store or doing something, you would be recognized somewhere.
He was shopping at a transdimensional Sears.
Exactly.
That's a timely reference. By the time this episode comes out, Sears might not exist anymore. Anyway.
I don't know, it's existed the last 20 years. People know what it is.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know how long it's existed.
Like
but...
100 or something?
Morse-a-gablah.
Okay, people will know what it is.
Yeah.
Never mind, Justin.
If not, there's always the Google.
You're just stamping all over my joke.
Yes.
You're like, no, you're not allowed to make jokes anymore. Anyway, what was... Okay, so I think my favorite bit of the episode is rather obvious. It's anytime Nadine is on the wrestling team.
Nah.
Do either of you have a favorite moment or scene or anything in this episode?
I like watching Ben Horn. He's great.
Yeah, Ben's descent into insanity is going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Sadly, it's mostly just the particular scenes that leave me just like, oh my gosh, move on, peoples. Because I do agree with you that all the scenes with Nadine and her side story with everything is definitely fairly interesting. But anything involving Bobby, anything now involving James, and anything that's supposedly superfluous or not really important to things drives me nuts.
Okay, so do you think that Bobby's story isn't going to be important?
It's going to supposedly have some relative importance, but I'm mostly just related to Audrey at the moment. Because as it sits with Bobby, he shows nothing. Just nothing of supposed importance that I can supposedly see. And it could just be bias, because just from seeing him in the first episodes and whatnot, it's just...
And he's totally gonna ditch Chili.
That is well too. And that's going to lead into another point, but that comes up to another thing. But we'll get to that.
Well, and you just hate Bobby.
But now, a new person gets to come into that spot of James. With his crazy side plots of things. And god damn it, James, what are you doing with all this stupid stuff? Stop getting involved in stupid things.
That's kind of his thing.
Yeah, that is kind of what James does.
That's his role right now.
He is an idiot.
Nah.
Okay, name one clever decision James has made throughout this entire show. Exactly.
God, I'd have to probably look back
Oh,
into the show to see if there was something.
He went over to see if the girls are okay from that crazy man before.
Maybe?
What's his name?
I don't know.
It's the guy who had the diary of Laura Palmer.
Oh, Hank.
No, that
Not
was,
Hank.
That wasn't Hank. That was, what's his name?
Smith.
Yeah.
Someone sneezed.
Smith. Howard Smith.
Howard Smith.
That was it.
Yeah. That was the one clever decision he decided to do. Maybe.
I choose to believe he was just driving by on his bike and saw something happening and pulled over.
Maybe.
That's my headcanon.
Well, maybe he decided, I should actually stop by and,
I should be useful for once.
yeah.
So,
Anyway.
anywho's, particular point of important reference, the dominoes showed up again.
The domino.
Yep.
Hank's domino.
Oh boy, with all those sorts of particular things. And I'm discovering that 3 new issues have arisen.
Okay, what are they?
The first is the Temptress.
Okay.
So, she gets married to the mayor's brother, he dies, and it's most likely a case of heart attack from sexy things and other sort of particular stuff. But near the end of the episode, I'm honestly starting to agree with the mayor that something's supposedly up with her. Because she managed to get Andy, the sheriff, Dick, all the guys that were in the sheriff's office to come to her.
Yep.
And just sort of left me as, oh, she gonna bring up some weird things, isn't she? And then, of course, the other thing is Nikki. Most likely not his fault. Could be his fault. I'm not
He could be a
sure.
demon child. Who knows?
Not completely sure, but yeah, something's up with him.
Yes.
Well, yeah, for some reason that one steering wheel in that car decided to just break off.
I thought that of more of he was turning the wheel. Supposedly something could have happened with the axle. He loosened the bolts on the wheel, but still the
Yeah.
actual whole rigging and whatnot
Okay.
falling down. Yeah, no, that
You also
happened
have to
somehow.
remember, Dick was working on his vehicle.
Yeah, Dick.
Dick is an idiot.
Yeah, Dick.
Sure, yeah.
And all those particular points.
He could have just done fucked up.
And then, of course, the importance of the supposed White Lodge and the general coming back from his little trip.
Yes. Major Briggs comes back at the end of the episode, and we'll find out more about that next week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then the other particular thing was my Bob thought.
Okay.
It's starting up with these episodes again, where Bob has the ability of going to inside of a person, taking over, and the
Whoever's
last
willing.
time it happened, they had to be willing it for it to do it.
Yes.
So it was kind of a case of who are likely suspects for Bob to get into of some particular point within relation of here. And as it sits, my main point still stands from what I've mentioned, that Cooper might have something to do with it. But 2 of the biggest ones that I have in mind are Leo and Ben Horn.
Mm.
Okay.
the case of the insanity that Ben is going through right now, that's definitely not Bob. That's all Ben. Ben
And
is
then
kind
there's-
of weird to begin with.
And then there's Leia, who, is basically more or less a mindless vegetable.
Yes, currently.
New shoes.
New shoes.
New shoes. New shoes for Leo. Yeah, okay. So, what did you think of this episode, Justin?
Well, it's still getting somewhere. Hopefully.
Yes. So, personally, this and a few episodes around here are kind of slow because they are kind of
They
figuring
need to
out
build
where to
up
go
to
next.
they're building up to the next big plot point.
Yes,
Well, they're
cool.
also figuring out what that's going to be.
Yeah, but it has to do with the White Lodge or
More
the Black
like
Lodge.
wow.
And we also know that Wyndham Earl is going to be important
More like a wow.
because they continually mentioned Wyndham Earl.
Yeah.
David, what did you think of this episode?
Yeah. It was a thing that explained stuff. They could have definitely cut some things. But, on the whole, yeah, it was an episode of Twin Peaks.
It was indeed that. Okay, I have one last question. So, what do you think we're going to find about the White and Black Lodge in this series? Like, what do you think they are? Or, like, what do you think you know about them at this point?
Not a heck of a lot as it kind of sits.
Some kind of alternate dimension.
So, you think it's an alternate dimension thing, not like heaven and hell or something like that?
Something. Well, I wouldn't know until I see it.
Well, yeah, no, of
basically.
course.
But from my perspective, it is some kind of alternate dimension.
Okay.
Yeah. As it sort of sits, I kind of had a mild thought of, oh, this house that Cooper is going into is white. Supposed portal into the White Lodge of things? God darn it, David, what are you thinking? It's too late at night, you should get some sleep. I watched the episode. Get to sleep now!
So, we go to Dead Dog. What's it called? Dead Dog. What was it? Dead Dog Farm. And the realtor mentioned something about either if you're very good or very evil, it doesn't affect you, but everybody else in the middle, it bothers.
I vaguely remember her mentioning something like that.
So that might be a bit of a clue to the White and Black Lodge, I'm just saying.
I also had a mild thought that was like, oh my dear goodness, it's possibly reversed. The Black Lodge is actually white and vice versa.
Oh, well, that's interesting. So, do either of you have any questions for me?
Is Audrey going to turn into a bitch again?
I would argue that Audrey was never a bitch. Audrey was a little abrasive, but I don't think she ever went out of her way to hurt someone. I think she was
Except
just...
her father.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, it's Ben.
Ben.
Audrey is going to be Audrey.
Okay, I can live with that.
Yeah, she has a bit of mischief at most.
Yeah, but she's not, like, intentionally trying to hurt people. She's a little abrasive and she's a little blunt, but...
Yeah, seems that way at least.
Did you have a question for me, Justin?
No.
Nope.
I'll wait till next episode.
Alrighty. So that is going to be it for this episode of Fire Walk with Us. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And Justin.